Greetings. In this part of our discussion, we are still shedding some light over some of the orders of the God of Israel that He gave the Israelis just before entering the Holy Land of Palestine. Let us continue today and see what other orders He gave. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 24, verse 24, says, if a man marries a woman who becomes displeasing for some reason, she becomes displeasing, annoying to him because he finds something indecent about her. Indecent. Wow. Talking about today's women, those women 3,000 years back, no matter how indecent, they are a fraction of what's going on today in the world. So indecent about her, and he writes her a certificate of divorce, gives it to her and sends her from his house. I think we spoke about this, how some preachers, the Christian preachers in the West, attack Islam and they say, like this Janet Gabriel, she says in one of her video with lies that a Muslim can divorce a woman for any reason, just say divorce, she's gone, she should disappear. While this is not the teaching of Quran. Maybe some ignorant, who do not know Quran among the Muslims, a small percentage perhaps, they do this. But this is not Quran. This is not teaching of Islam, true teaching of Islam. And I explained that before. There are waiting period, there is a lot of discussion back and forth, and we said that Allah said, or there is a hadith that says, this is the most hateful act in the sight of Allah. Allah does not like that. Therefore, what's the situation about the God of Israel? How He looks at this thing. Because women in the Jewish Christian book, I said this before, they are like filthy insects, parasites. It's better to get rid of. The Jewish Christian book described the woman in the most satanic, evil manner you can imagine. No other book on this earth can come close or match. While they attack, Muslim women and how Muslims treat their wives. Not according to Quran anyway. So, he finds something displeasing about his wife. So what does he do? He just throws in her face, he writes her a certificate of divorce. Gives it to her and send her from his house. Kick out. Throw her out. Without any consideration. It's not his problem if she has another place to go to or not. Perhaps she was living with him for many years, during which maybe her parent died, she had no family, no one around. So what's the state? What's the situation here? They throw the woman in the street like a dog, like a pig. And this is what? This is God ordering and ruling this to pass. This is how you treat your woman. Anyway, let's continue, perhaps not. But at least the Israelis are this way. According to the Israelis, if any Israeli, marries a woman who becomes displeasing, for any reason she is displeasing to him because he finds something indecent about her, something indecent. We don't want to discuss. I can give you endless examples how a man can push his wife to act indecently sometimes. But he finds something indecent about her. Let's say that he is good, not rotten, indecent about her, and he writes her a certificate of divorce. So immediately, the first action he should do, write her a certificate of divorce. You are divorced. We are separating. And send her on her way out of the house. Kick her out. Don't give her any chance, time to fix, perhaps she can find a place to rent. None of that. None of that. Just kick her out. Throw her to the dogs. Verse 2 says, and if after she leaves his house, she becomes the wife of another man. This is the situation now. So he divorced her, gave her a certificate, just like that, just give her a certificate. She's gone. She's divorced. Finished. So here, she marries to another man. And her second husband dislikes her again. There must be something wrong with her, right? Her and writes her certificate of divorce. She has 2 certificates. She must be a college graduate now. Gives it to her and sends her from his house. Looks like this is a disease among the Israelis. As soon as they find dislike in the wife, they send her out of the house. Kick her out. Throw her to the dogs. Or if she dies, or if he dies, that's a different situation. If he dies, verse 4 says, then her first husband, who divorced her, is not allowed to marry her again after she has been defiled. So what we are saying here, we have millions of divorces among the Christians of the world today, especially in the West. So what we are saying here, if a woman is divorced from the first husband, she goes and marries a second husband, she is defiled. She is unholy, unclean. This is why the first husband cannot take her back. Maybe he will think about it and maybe he was unjust. It was a mistake. No. God is putting an end to that. That would be detestable in the eyes of the Lord. Look at that. Imagine. This is how the God of Israel looked at things. She married. She did not go committing prostitution. She didn't become a harlot. She had a legal marriage and she was legally divorced. Well, this is, the legal situation. When you give her, this is the Israeli state, miserable state. They don't go to courts. They don't go to any authorized person to file divorce. Just like that. Give her a piece of paper, a filthy rag. Say you're divorced. Send her out. Kick her out. So this is, legal now in the sight of this God. So she goes and she marries another husband. Legally. She doesn't go on the street seeking, money for porn. So why she is defiled? Because she married another man, another husband. She is not allowed. And if she becomes defiled, and this would be detestable in the eyes of the Lord. So the first husband cannot take her back. No return. Do not bring sin upon the land the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance. And we said that, this is a lie. However, on the other hand, instead of saying that the God of Israel, the God of the Israeli Jews lied, let's look at Allah of Islam, what Allah of Islam says. Allah of Islam says, أوفوا بعهدي أوفي بعهدكم. Fulfill your promise to me that you will not worship other gods or idols or people or any of the creation that I created. Worship me only and follow my commands carefully, like we read from the God of Israel, the same state. So fulfill your promise. You promised that you will do this. Next to the mountain, when Moses was receiving the book and the Ten Commandments, and I raised the mountain on top of your head, I said, I'm going to squash you under this mountain if you don't take the book. You are rejecting to take my book. I'll destroy you. I'll finish you off. So they accepted and they promised to follow the orders of the Lord. So in Allah of Islam say, fulfill your promise to me, I will fulfill my promise to you, to live in peace in the Holy Land. But since they did not fulfill the promise they made to Allah, then Allah said, okay, I'm excused now, I'll kick you out. And He sent them to the hands of the Babylonians. They came against His wish and His will and His orders. So now Christian Rome came to kick them in the ass, out, for almost 2,000 years, this time, until the stupid West brought them back. Very well. So, this is the order of God. If she marries, the first husband, he finds anything displeasing about her, write on a filthy piece of rag, you're divorced, give her this certificate, and kick her out of the house. She marries another husband, he cannot take her back after his death. The second husband death, the first husband cannot take her back, because this God of Israel says she has been defiled. She has been defiled for marrying a husband. And he adds, to make things worse, make a bad situation even rotten worse, that would be detestable in the eyes of the Lord. That will be detestable in the eyes of the Lord. I don't understand which one. That she married legally, another husband, and he died, or the first husband wished her back. Anyway, let's not discuss that. No need for any further comments. All right, fine. So this is another order we read together from this God of the Israeli Jews. Take care.